Hello, this is Ralph Cooper, and I'm with Coach Michael Haywood of the Texas Southern University football program. Congratulations, Coach. Big homecoming weekend.
Hey, it was outstanding. From what I've been told, it was the first victory for homecoming in 7 years, and that's outstanding for these young men to be able to go and enjoy their homecoming with the faculty, staff, and alumni. I heard there were about 6 to 7 thousand people on the yard, so they had a tremendous weekend.
Now, you did it big. I mean, you scored some points. Everybody want to see some points scored. Now, the Los Angeles, Rams, the New Orleans Saints, teams want to see some points, and you put up some points.
Well, we're fortunate.
Fortunate.
We started a new quarterback, Devin Williams. Devin had a really good game. He's extremely athletic. He's able to get out of trouble when the protection breaks down. He's able to find. He keeps his eyes open, looking downfield, and able to find open receivers. If not, he has that philosophy of running past numbers and sideline and getting out of bounds and getting down before someone hits him. So we really have a lot of opportunities with Devin to do a little bit more bootlegs, nakeds, waggles, and different things and getting him out on the edge.
At one point, you were going with three quarterbacks. Is he the starter now?
He's a starter, and we have some other things that we have to be concerned about. NCAA came out with the new rule of they can play any four games during the year, and we have 3 games left. Devin has played in 2 games, so we have to decide if we're going to play him in the next 2 games or we're going to play him in 3 games. If we play him in 3 games, then he only has 2 years left. If we play him in 2 games for the remainder of the season, then he has three seasons left to play here at Texas Southern University. So we're going to have to make that decision probably at the end of this week.
And for those who didn't see him, tell us a little bit more about him. How big is he? Where is he from?
Devin is up around from Arlington, Texas. He signed originally with Texas State. Certain grade didn't transfer, so he ended up going to Blinn Community College or Junior College. Graduated from Blinn Junior College, and we were fortunate enough to recruit him. And I recruited him heavily. He didn't sign on National Signing Day. He didn't sign until about 2 months later. And Devin is probably about 5'8.5", 5'9", probably 175 pounds.
Reminds me of Keith Baker back in the day.
Yeah,
About that size.
he's about that size, but he's fleet of foot, which provides him an opportunity to get out that pocket when things break down.
How important is, I know it's a dumb question, but many people don't know this is a dumb question. How important is it to have a quarterback in football on the collegiate level these days? A quarterback who can play.
Well, I think it's really important because you're only as good as your quarterback in college football. It's the same thing in pro football. The only difference is in pro football, they want you to sit in the pocket and be a trigger man. In college football, and especially here in the SWAC, because of the lack of offensive linemen or the quality of offensive linemen in which you're able to get compared to the quality of defensive linemen that you're able to get to transfer in, it's a significant difference. So you're going to have to be able to escape, have some escapability, but at the same time, when you're running, you're going to have to be able to look downfield and get the ball out of your hand.
Why is it difficult to get the offensive linemen here?
Well, it's really difficult because everybody in the country is searching for offensive linemen. And
you had 20 in here at the start of the season, right?
We still got 20. However, we suffered a lot of injuries. And you look at the board over there, we're not sure of Drew Moore. Drew Moore is a day-by-day guy. He's going to get images today because he may have a broken hand or a broken wrist. So he's going to be a day-by-day guy. And so we're so limited in numbers because of guys being injured. We just have to put the best guys on the field at the time and see what we can do and make sure that we do what they can do.
Now, this is your, fourth year?
Third year.
Third year. Where are you in your opinion? Why is it that Coach Michael Haywood thinks he can win here?
Well, I think there's a great opportunity for us to win here. We have the pieces into place. I think that we have a quarterback of the future, first of all. We have some wide receivers. Even Buchanan's out right now, who's an outstanding wide receiver. We got Trendavian Dixon, who's here for the future. We got Chris Long at tight end. Got another couple guys committed already at tight end. Got some wide receivers that we're talking to about transferring in. We got a couple more guys that have already committed to us that are big-time players at other universities that are going to transfer in. We have another linebacker that's going to transfer in. So we have better quality football players that have already committed, that are transferring from D1 schools, that are going to come in here and make a significant impact, and really do some good things and add to the talent, one that we have on defense, and then also add to the talent that we have in the wide receiver core right now.
And you are not afraid to go after the high school kids in the area also, and tell us a little bit about that effort.
Well, we try to get into every high school in the area. May it be in the Houston and surrounding areas. We go up to Austin a little bit, San Antonio, but Dallas, and then East Texas. We get into all those high schools in those areas. We're really heavily involved in a lot of young student athletes over in Dallas right now, and some in the Houston areas. They've been coming to the football games, enjoying what they've seen. More importantly, though, there's some really big time players that have some other opportunities, but they have connections to Texas Southern University. They also have connections to coaches and friends, and so it provides us a better opportunity to sign some players that may not necessarily come to Texas Southern University or may go to University of Houston or somewhere like that.
Now, you are a Houstonian also, and you are aware of how difficult it has been in the past to get local guys to come here. But you are the head coach here now. Why should they want to come and get an education here and play for Coach Michael Haywood and his staff?
Well, I think one of the things that's happened is it's all about relationship. Recruiting is about relationship. I've recruited Houston, Texas for over 20 years, and we've had success in recruiting Houston, Texas everywhere that we've been. One, because when I go into the home, and parents still reiterate this, when they talk to parents that I've recruited their young student athletes previously that have played for me in different places, they say, Coach only makes one promise. And the only one promise that he makes is that I'm going to build upon the foundation in which you've built upon to make your son a better man. He's going to be a better man when he returns back to you. But the only promise that you're going to get is that your son, if he stays 4 years, will graduate from Texas Southern University. And that's the most important thing. The playing time will depend on his athletic ability and how he adapts to being away from home and how he adapts academically from being away from home. Texas Southern provides a great academic institution. My mother went to Texas Southern University. I remember sitting at the table with her when I was a little boy doing calculus, when she was doing calculus here at Texas Southern University. Hey, she helped me with my math as I grew up. Couldn't make anything less than A in math under her tutelage. But it provides an outstanding institution. We have guys that are getting great degrees, biology degrees, kinesiology degrees, and they're doing some really good things. And we have a couple guys over in aerospace engineering and doing some good things over there as well.
Now, you got 3 games left. Who are the 3 teams?
Well, this week we're going to go play Alabama State. And usually, I don't really talk about the people that follow. But let me even think about who follows because I haven't even paid any attention.
Well, you played Grambling already.
Yeah, we played Grambling.
You got Prairie View left also. You got Prairie View.
We got Prairie View at the end of the year. Then we got Pine Bluff before them.
So you can close the season out on a winning note. You've got a chance to roll out with some
W's. We got a chance to do really well. Yeah. It's really interesting to me, and I talk about this all the time when people ask. They ask me, what happened to the Labor Day Classic? Why did the game change? Well, the 2 guys at Prairie View that wanted the game changed the game, and now they left. I said, so that's where we are. They changed the game. The AD, the head football coach, changed the game, and now they didn't go to FAMU and Jackson State, and now we're playing it at the end of the year. But if you want the game changed, I think that you should talk to Dr. Lane, and he can get it changed back to the Labor Day Classic.
But does it matter to you where it is, beginning of the season? And one reason they changed it back in the past was the teams were not winning, so everybody said let them play at the beginning of the season. People wouldn't be concerned about the W's.
Yeah, I think that both teams are 2 pretty good football teams this year. I think that we're getting better as we continue to play. We're playing much faster, and we're much more of a competitive football team at this time of the year. I happen to see some of Prairie View's games, and they have some really talent. Right now, they have to overcome the psychological disadvantage in which they have, because it's not physical; it's all psychological. After that loss to Southern, they just hadn't played very well, and so once they overcome that, they'll be back
You have a lot of
great
respect for
football.
Coach Dooley.
I think Coach Dooley's a great football coach. I met Coach Dooley, might have been 95 or 96 when I was at LSU. He was at Southern, so I've known him a long time, and he's doing a tremendous job over there. Did a great job in getting that Wallace wide receiver in there, getting the tailback in there. He got some good talent. Then he got that defensive end from LSU that transferred in over there. That's a really good player. So he did a nice job in getting some good players in a short period of time into his program.
You're 3 years into your program.
Yes, sir.
You came here for 4.
Yes, sir.
You feel good about where you are right now?
No, I don't feel good where we are. And the reason that I don't feel good where we are is because, we went out. We're still going to be a 5-6 football team, and we need to be a winning football team. It's been 17 years since Texas Southern University has been a winning football team, and it's time for us to turn the tide. Some of the things that I talked to the players about, it's time for us to step up and be the difference. After the game, I said, all right, now we're the difference now because we hadn't won a homecoming game in over 7 years or more. One reporter said it was longer than that. However, now you've changed the tide. All right, now it's time for us now to change the winning atmosphere here at Texas Southern University. All right, when this offseason starts, it starts to be a champion. All right, and we have to make sure that we become champions in the off season. I say, but being a champion isn't necessarily just being a champion on the field. Being a champion is when you wake up in the morning, how you brush your teeth, comb your hair, wash your face, and you get dressed. Being a champion is how you go to class and you sit in front of the classroom, one of the first 2 rows, you introduce yourself to your professor, and you develop a relationship. Being a champion is doing community service work in the community. Being a champion is coming out there and preparing, even when you don't feel like being there, coming out and doing the best job that you can do. Living a quality life as a student athlete, eating appropriately, living the appropriate life, and making sure that you become a leader not only with your team but in the community. Now that is what being a champion is.
And how difficult is it to convince young men of what you just said?
Well, the hard thing to convince.
Because that's what it is, right? You got to convince them.
It is, and we have a large number of guys that have really bought in. We have some guys on our team that social is more important than team, and we have to make them to buy in. The team is more important than me, and so or I. And so once they learn to understand that and they play together more as a team, then we'll have more success. In my meetings in which I have with the captains and then I have with some of the other players, we realize some of the players that aren't playing up to their ability and they aren't playing well. Well, over the last couple of weeks, our travel squad has reduced the numbers because we don't want anybody in our foxhole that we may get shot by friendly fire. All right, so we want everybody that's going to be on the same page, working on the same tune. We talk about rhythm beats. If we're on a 4-4 beat, we want everybody on a 4-4 beat and not a 2-2 beat because we're going to be off rhythm if that's the case. And so we have a lot of guys that have bought in. We have a lot of guys that are playing really hard. And, we're looking forward to going to Alabama State. We're going to leave on Thursday night at 11 o'clock. And we're looking forward to going over there. We're going to take a tour while we're there because I think it's an educational tour as well. Because we're going to go to Martin Luther King's house. We're going to go over to his church and take a tour of those 2 establishments. But I think the most important part is that, and going over there as this educational tour, along with playing this football game, realize Martin Luther King didn't only affect black lives. He affected all lives. And we have to understand that and appreciate what he has done for our nation. And I think it's important for our young student athletes to understand that.
If you were speaking to a group of alumni right now, in about 2 minutes, what would you tell them?
Well, I think the most important part is that our players need your support. One of the things that they were talking about on Sunday is the number of people that were in the stands as opposed to the number of people that were on the yard. And when they get off the bus, they ask, well, what was the score of the game? Yeah. All right. Now, that doesn't affect me, right, but it affects young people. Yeah. And young people need to be affirmed. They need to be affirmed that you care about them, that you're concerned about them, and that it's not just a party. They need you to give them a sense of affirmation so that they understand that they have value to you. And so I tell the alumni, it is so important for the last game of the season as we play Pine Bluff, for them to come out and support these student athletes, faculty, staff, alumni, friends, and family, you know, in the community and Third Ward to come out and support these student athletes. Everyone wants to talk about, you know, BBVA campus, Itnai Stadium. It's orange. We don't feel like it's ours. Well, you know, Dr. Lane is doing a lot of good things to help bring some football back to campus at Texas Southern University. You know, there's going to be a vote here in the near future about using monies to improve and to upgrade the stadium that will provide an opportunity for us to play home games here. However, until that time comes, we need your support in coming out and supporting these young student athletes at BBVA campus. Once you come out there, you'll realize there's a quality team that's on the field, and all they need is a little support and a little affirmation from their alumni, and they'll do a whole lot better. Shit, what conference was he at? Shit, I don't